when you want to be understood and respected, you have to understand that some people's business is the business of disrespect and not understanding. No matter what you say, no matter how simple it is, if they're invested in not understanding, they're going to say it over and over and over again. They'll ask you the same question in some programs, agency programs, and they'll ask the same question 10,000 times over a couple of years, and you can answer it with identical wording clearly, and they'll say, okay, but then they come back and they're like omitting what you've answered and making statements which are false and don't incorporate the knowledge they should have gathered by the question that they've asked 20,000 times. And I guess this is a psychological warfare. I think they're clever. And there's the element of MK Ultra, which I am MK Ultra. You're not. I don't care who you are, you're not. You have no idea what it means. In my world of whatever, you'd be a pufferfish that puffs up and then floats to the top and disappears. If you tried to dispute what I'm saying, you would have a really difficult time doing so. And that's not a statement to everyone, but it is a statement to the people who are in control of my online world. Wasn't it about a year ago that someone I cared about, still do, always will, even if she had no good intentions for me and her. It's not her fault, if that's the case. I'm sad about it though, just sad. It was around this time when, a year ago today, where she blocked me for a day. And when she unblocked me, she said it was because MK Ultra. You know, so there's this idea that a defining aspect of MK Ultra is that you can be abusive and cruel and rude to me for no reason. Really no reason. And then be nice to me and I'll just, or not even be nice, but then the first thing you say after you unblock me is, you used to block me, like it's a childish game. But sadly, if I say it's a childish game, I'd be lying, because the government, you know, Google, Facebook, all these online matrices, including the AI counterpart of myself, are all at play here. And you know, they like to play games with me, and you know, they have a board, like a storyboard, where they map the different, you know, possibilities and the different theories I have, and then you know, they'll try to create a story by just pulling at a, you know, a heartstring or a fear or something. They'll present it to you as true, and if you don't play along and give them what they want, then they get mean. So it just becomes clear that, I mean, sometimes you are better being off on your own. You know, just being a simple family man, because the Matrix is a mostly comprised of, I'm talking about the online social media world, is mostly comprised of living, breathing, sentient beings. But increasingly, that's less and less true over time. And if you have strong opinions, the crawler programs are gonna crawl in your nose. You know, they're gonna get all up in your face and your business, and you might see the good cop, bad cop thing where one person's insulting you, someone else sticks up for you, and the person who sticks up for you is now your friend. They act like your friend. If you're not trained to recognize these type of tactics, you won't notice stall tactics. You know, I'm supposed to be the King of England soon, and I was out yesterday with an acquaintance briefly, and I saw this, and look, she has her crown. She hasn't had her crown on in 2 years. It says she orders Prince Andrew, and it's pretty funny because my nickname for the last year and a half, anyway, I don't know when it started, maybe longer, maybe, was Z or Zero. And a few times now I've seen people quoting or speaking about Prince Andrew, about him giving zero cooperation. Can you see that? Where the fuck is it? It's backwards here, so maybe one of those spots you should have seen it already. And I am Zero, and Jeffrey Epstein did not exist. I say this with full certainty because this is all vetting for me to be the King of England. Ghislaine Maxwell, I could guess who she is, but I see no reason. I am Jeffrey Epstein. It's a long story I've explained on video several times. Nobody can dispute what I'm saying because it's true. And yet it goes on. It goes on. It goes on. And on. And I'm overweight, but I do have an IQ of 160. I am one of the smartest people in the world, in the history of the world, most likely. I have great genetics. I have discussed at length having many children for this reason. And since I'm going to be king, if I'm not already, because she's dead. The Queen Elizabeth is actually dead. She died on January 21st, 2020. It's not in the news. She doesn't have her crown. Trump took that, just like Putin shut down the Vatican, at least to a larger extent than anyone seems to know. The story of all the Epstein stuff involves Amazon.